starts with a quiet, thoughtful tone. Have you ever met someone who seemed perfect? Almost too good to be true. That's how it started for me. He was charming, attentive, the kind of guy who makes you feel like you're the only person in the world. He'd shower me with compliments, grand gestures. It was intoxicating. He'd say, "You're the most incredible woman I've ever met." And I believed him. This is what they call love bombing. The first stage of the narcissistic abuse cycle. You're put on a pedestal so high, you can't see the ground anymore. And you don't realize he's the one who's going to kick it out from under you. Tone shifts, becoming a little more tense. Slowly, things started to change. It was subtle at first. A small cutting remark about my outfit, disguised as a joke. "Are you really wearing that?" He'd say with a laugh, but the laugh never reached his eyes. He'd criticize my friends, isolating me from my support system. "They just don't get us," he'd whisper. He'd create problems just to solve them, making me feel dependent on him. This is the devalue and discard phase. The pedestal starts to wobble. He was an expert at gaslighting. I'd bring up something hurtful he did, and by the end of the conversation, I'd be the one apologizing to him. He'd twist my words, my reality, until I started to question my own sanity. I thought I was the problem. I thought if I could just be better, be quieter, be what he wanted me to be, the charming man I fell for would come back. Voice becomes more emotional, raw, but he never did. The emotional abuse escalated into something darker. The control became absolute. He'd check my phone, track my location. The arguments became terrifying. One night, it all came to a head. An argument over nothing. Something I can't even remember now. But it spiraled. I saw a rage in his eyes I'd never seen before. A complete absence of the person I thought I knew. And in that moment, for the first time, I was truly afraid for my life. He didn't have to lay a hand on me for me to know he was capable of it. The threat was suffocating. I realized the man I loved didn't exist. He was a mask, and underneath that mask was a monster who was slowly, deliberately, trying to erase me. I wasn't just losing myself. I was in danger of losing my life. A shift to a stronger, more determined tone. That night, something inside me broke. But it wasn't me that broke. It was the illusion. It was the spell he had me under. Lying in bed, heart pounding, I had a moment of terrifying clarity. The question wasn't, how could I leave? It was, how could I possibly stay? Leaving a narcissistic abuser isn't like a normal breakup. It's an escape. It's a carefully planned extraction from a hostage situation. I started making my plan in secret. I packed a small bag I hid in my car. I confided in one trusted friend he hadn't managed to chase away. I documented everything, every threat, every manipulative message, because I knew he wouldn't let me go easily. The day I left, I just drove. I didn't look back. The fear was immense, but for the first time in years, the hope was bigger. Concludes with a tone of hope, strength, and a call to others. It's been a long road back to myself. Rebuilding your reality after someone has systematically destroyed it is the hardest thing I've ever done. There are still days I have to remind myself that my thoughts are my own, that my feelings are valid. But I'm here. I survived. If you are listening to this and any of it sounds familiar, if you feel like you're walking on eggshells, if you're constantly apologizing for things that aren't your fault, if you feel isolated and confused, please know you are not crazy. And you are not alone. Leaving is terrifying, but staying is a death sentence for your soul. You deserve to be seen. You deserve to be safe. You deserve a love that builds you up, not one that almost buries you. Your life is waiting for you on the other side of that fear. Please, choose your life.